Welcome to HTML tutorial part 4. If you haven't watched part 1, part 2 and part 3, links are down in the description if you're interested. Now let's get started with part 4. HTML links. A link in HTML can help you go from one page to another. You can also use a link to go to an external site or document. Let me show you that. Link is defined as an A tag. Requires an attribute href where you can define where you want to go. In this example, we're going to go to google.com and the link tag goes in between. So as you can see the result, the text is underlined, and when you hover over, it gives a pointer which indicates that this is a HTML link. And when we click on it, we're going to go to google.com. So this is a way you can define link in HTML. For a HTML link, we can have an attribute called target where you can define a value blank, parent, self, or tab. So blank tells us to open this link in another tab within that same browser. A parent value tells to open the link in the parent frame. Self value, well, it tells us that open this link in the same window or tab, and tab will open in the body of the window. So we're going to choose blank, for example, and if we click on it, this should open in another tab within that same browser. So this is an attribute target for a link. We can also have an attribute called title within a tag. A title will give us more information about the link element. So if we hover over, as you can see underneath the pointer, the title pops up and usually tells a reader that we want to go to google.com in this case. So a title can be a really useful attribute to define more information about the link. So this is how you define a title attribute. HTML image. An image can help you make your web page or site stand out more and make it more interesting rather than having just plain boring text. So let's see how we define an image. Image does not have a closing tag. Requires an attribute source where you define what image you want to display on the screen. Requires an alt text, which is defined as an alt tag. So this is an alternate text for this image. As you can see here, the image is displayed, and this is how we define an image in HTML. You can define width and height attributes for an image. Width attribute will define width of an image. You can define in pixels or percentage. And height attribute will define a height of an image, and that can also be defined in pixels or percentage. HTML block quote. A block quote can be used for displaying quotation. Let's go over an example. It is defined within a block quote tag. The quote goes inside. As you can see the result, this is a block quote. It does have an indentation before the text. So this is how you define block quote in HTML. HTML details. Details can provide more information if an user wants. Basically, it displays and hides the text. Let me show you that. It is defined within details tag. Requires a summary tag, which defines visible text. And the text that gets displayed and hidden can be defined within a div or p tag. For instance, so as you can see here, this is the text that is defined in our summary tag, and when a user clicks on this arrow, basically it displays and hides the text that is defined within a div tag in this case. So this is how you define details in HTML. Now, details tag is very limited to certain browsers. Let me give you some specs. IE does not support details in any of IE versions. In Chrome, you have to use 12 and above. Edge is 79.0 and above. Firefox 49.0 and above. Safari 6.0 and above. So this tag does have limitation, but it can be useful. HTML code. It is defined within Q tag. And can be useful for marking the text or word with quotation. So this is how you can have code in HTML. Thank you for watching HTML tutorial part 4. If you found this video useful, give it a like and subscribe to my channel for continued learning. I will see you next time.